Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show helps raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Man, today we're going to be diving into how high performance is a lifestyle. High performance is not something that you do only when you fucking feel like it. You see, everybody loves the idea of being a high performer. That is, until it gets painfully, until it gets painful to do it, until it gets painful to execute, until it's fucking like killing you because high performance requires you to do shit that you don't normally want to do. It requires you to get uncomfortable, right? It requires you to make sacrifices. It demands a level of dedication from you that most people are simply not willing to fucking commit to. Let's talk about like someone who lives and breathes high performance, right? Like, man, this dude is someone that I highly look up to. This dude is someone that I've looked up to someone since I was young, man. And I'm putting it out there. One day I'm gonna fucking meet you, brother. One day you're gonna be on my podcast, brother. One day we're gonna be able to connect, right? And who I'm talking about right now is just Travis Pastrana, fucking legend in my book, man. This guy right here, man, he's broken over 60 bones, right? Suffered concussions, he's undergone multiple surgeries, and then yet he still comes back stronger every single fucking time. Why? Because high performance isn't just about talent, isn't just about luck. High performance is about your willingness to suffer, your willingness to recover, and your willingness to go even fucking harder than before. So if you think about like your life, right? If you think about how you've been showing up, right? If you think about just when things got challenging for you, right? This episode is going to test you. This episode is going to make you question that. This episode is going to help you reframe and rethink whether you being a high performer or not. So let me ask you this, right? Are you actually wired for high performance, or do you just like the idea of saying that you're a high performer? Well, let's fucking find out, right? You see, the difference between liking high performance and living high performance is that it's all about the execution, right? It's all about how you show up. It's all about what you do, right? It's easy to admire high performance from the sidelines, right? But real high performance means embracing the pain that comes with it. It means embracing the setbacks that are gonna happen. It means like just grinding it out, right? And just having this relentlessness and this willingness to never fucking stop, no matter how hard it gets, right? And for Travis Pastrana, like his career isn't just built on talent, right? Everything that I've read about him, what I've learned about him, like, man, his fucking career is built on his insane work ethic, right? On his relentless like dedication to recover after every accident, and his like refusal to never quit, no matter how hard it seems, no matter how painful it has been, no matter what lies ahead of him. This dude has literally shown to be relentless, right? The man doesn't just take risks, he prepares himself to handle the fucking risks. So are you treating your goals like a hobby, or are you actually willing to suffer for your fucking goals, right? Like, it's a valid question right there, right? Like, think about it, because so many of us, and as I've done this in the past, and I'm pretty sure I'll still like fucking do this because we're all fucking human beings, right? But I'm fucking literally working on becoming better every day. This is what this whole movement is about, right? Like, when we say, oh, I want to achieve this target, I want to achieve this milestone, I want to make this happen, right? Like, do we really focus on locking on making that happen and having that mindset of like, no matter what fucking happens, I'm gonna make this happen, right? Or are you just willing to just say that you want that and then not show up consistently, right? And just treat it like if it was a hobby, like if it was just like, oh, you know, I'm hoping it's gonna happen, right? Fuck that, right? You see, I want you to identify where you're playing it safe in your life, right? In any specific area that you want, right? It could be your fitness, your career, your personal discipline, your relationships, like it could be in your motorsport passions, whatever it is. I want you to identify where you're playing it safe in your life. And then I want you to start creating a roadmap for how you're going to level up in that area, right? Just think about it. Like, if you don't actually focus and really envision where you want to go with that area, then how do you know if you're ever going to improve it, right? You can't improve where you don't measure. So unless you're willing to measure that area, you ain't gonna fucking improve. You're just gonna leave it there to I hope it happens, right? To one day, yeah, one day. What fuck that one day shit. Today is the day, right? You see, a recovery mindset, like it's all about coming back stronger. It's not just about healing, right? It's about this shit didn't break me. This shit made me. That's the type of mindset that it requires, right? The injuries, the setbacks, like they don't end high performers. They define them. They redefine them, actually, is what I'd say, right? True high performance means that you don't just recover, you fucking rebuild yourself into something that's even stronger. Like, man, I lived through that when that was actually one of the first times that I really leveled up so much after an accident, right? Because I've had a lot of accidents, not as much as Travis Pastrana has, right? But I've had a lot of accidents, man. I've broken both ribs, side of my ribs. I've had internal bleeding. I've broken my tib and fib, popped out of my leg. I've torn an ACL, injured fucking shoulder. Then the one that I'm talking about, the one that I'm first, is when I broke my right scapula in half, right? And I had been in such a fucking growth mode when that happened. Like I had been doing the Live Hard program that for a week before I had even got my surgery, right? I was literally still doing my workouts. I was still reading. I was still fucking making shit happen. I had this mindset of like, yo, this shit didn't break me. This is gonna make me, and I ain't gonna fucking quit. I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna fucking keep going at this. And like literally, like that changed everything for me. And that was one of the fastest recoveries I've ever had. And not only that, but that, man, like you thought I leveled up physically, like man, mentally, that was just on a whole total different ballgame. All because of the way that I had been already like approaching life. Like, right? And so going back to Travis Pastrana here, right? You see, like every major injury that he's had, right? From spinal fractures to torn ligaments to fucking breaking his bones to like all the shit that he's had, right? He has met it with meticulous recovery plan. Right? I've learned about it. I saw his actually one of his YouTube episodes. He recently just posted about his recovery plans and about his training regimen, and right, and how about he was really focused on strength training, right, and the mindset shift that he had to overcome in order to become even better than he was like after he had those accidents, right? He didn't just rehab; he literally re-engineered himself. And this is what I'm talking about here, right? This is what we're talking about. This is what we're trying to focus on for you to level up in ways that you didn't even think, that you don't even think right now that you can achieve. That's the fucking awesome part about it. That we gotta smash those limiting beliefs. We gotta fucking crush them, and we gotta believe that you can do it. And you gotta show up consistently. Right? It's gonna be hard for sure. It's gonna be challenging for sure. A lot of times it's gonna be painful. A lot of times you're gonna be like, I don't want to fucking do this. You think I wanted to do exercise? You think I wanted to still level up? You think I wanted to, like when I had a fucking broken scabbard in half, literally couldn't even fucking sleep because I couldn't lay myself on it. I had to sleep on the couch like this, all crooked and shit. Like, and I'm still making shit happen, all because I was willing to fucking say no more. Like, this is not gonna break me. This is gonna make me. And because of that, I had a massive level up in my life, right? And so, life application here is that you truly can recover from your past failures, right? Like, have you truly recovered from your past failures, right? Or are you still carrying mental scars that are keeping you hesitant, right? Like, just think about like a lot of the shit that you've gone through in your life, right? A lot of the things that have really hurt you, a lot of the things that, and I have gone through them too, right? I think about it, and this whole journey that I've been on these last couple of years of healing and embracing and of growth, I've really had to come to terms with a lot of the fucking bullshit that I've gone through in my life and let it go and come in acceptance with it and know that, man, I've been carrying this shit with me all this time. And I didn't even know it. And it would show up at the worst times. And it took me coming to battle with those motherfuckers and say, yo, that's it. Enough is enough. And so are you doing the work required to level up after every setback? Or are you just getting by? Are you just letting it to fucking just break you? Are you just letting it like, man, because I know so many times after every injury, man, I fucking gained massive amount of weight. I fucking got even more emotional. I fucking like took care of myself even less. I didn't read. I didn't get advanced. I actually moved back, right? And so not only did I have that fucking physical injury, but I had the mental setback and the emotional setback and everything else that came along with me not taking care of myself. And I was in a way fucking worse shitty position than I was when I first started that injury. And so my actionable step here for you, right, is that next time you face a setback, whether it's a career failure, whether it's a relationship issue, whether it's a physical injury, whether it's some traumatic experience that you went through. Don't just heal, rebuild yourself, brother. Like, study your weaknesses, like, develop a plan, and then come back fucking stronger than that fucking thing that happened in your life. Don't let it break you, make it make you, right? You see, work ethic over talent. Like that, this is a big one here. Commitment over convenience, right? Like the relentless, they drive to push past their limits. They don't see, oh, this is a barrier right here, and so I'm just gonna stop and I'm gonna turn around, or because it got hard, oh, I'm just gonna give up. No, fuck that shit. Because it got hard, I leveled up and I became strong, right? See, natural talent fades, but work ethic, it fucking compounds. It builds you up. It makes you stronger. It makes you more confident. It makes you more resilient, right? The best in the world are the best because they're willing to work when no one else is fucking watching. And so many people nowadays are like, oh, I only want to put into work when people are watching. And then that's the minute no one is watching, they're slacking. They're all there fucking doing this mental masturbation of how they think they're getting ahead, but because they're never doing shit when no one is watching, they're never truly getting ahead. So are you one of those guys, or are you really willing to put into work when no one is watching? Striking back to like the Travis Pastrana examples, right? Even with a natural gift from extreme sports, like the one that this dude carries, right? Because he's fucking badass. Like his dedication to perfecting his craft is really what separates him from everyone else, right? He trains when he's injured. He's like, and talking about that, man, I was back to this YouTube episode that I was watching on him on his recovery plan, and like he broke his fucking foot on doing a freestyle trick, and the very next day he had a rally race, right? And he was like, yo, I'm fucking racing. Like, and you see, and they set up his rally car with hand controls and everything, and he fucking did the rally race, and right, and like he fucking animal, like dude, broken foot, his ankle, I think it was his right foot or whatever. And he set up the rally race, and they set up with hand controls on his car, and he still fucking raced. And after the race, then he went to go and had his surgery, right? And that just shows the fucking level of commitment that this dude has to the fucking sport, to what he does, to what he brings into life, right? So whether it's he trains from his injuries, whether he studies when he can't ride, or he prepares even harder than anyone else out there, this dude really sets the example for us motorsport enthusiasts. So are you waiting for the perfect conditions, or are you putting in the work regardless of how you feel? That could literally be the game changer in your life, right? Like audit your habits. Like think about, what are you slacking on, right? Like where could you train harder? Where could you study more? Where could you like push past your comfort zone, right? Like the true question here that I really want to ask you, right, is are you truly committed to high performance, right? Or do you just like how it sounds? Think about that shit, right? Like, bro, we're so dedicated into building high performance machines with our cars, with our motorcycles, and with like all this like thing that carries a combustible engine. But what about yourself, right? Why don't you make yourself the fucking biggest high performing machine out there, so you can jump on a high performance machine and you can be killing the fucking game. Like, man, I experienced this the other day, and maybe I should fucking make a podcast episode about this. Like, I hadn't rode in 2 months. I've been working on myself like never before. And even after not riding for 2 months, like I went and I rode around. It was Friday night. And at the beginning, I was like, just holding back, staying at the back of the pack, like whatever, just studying, watching everyone. And I wasn't really feeling it at that moment. And all of a sudden, I got like a good song. And I was like, all right, this is it right here. And I got the vibe. And I started warming up. And then before I knew it, bro, I was fucking pulling out tricks. And I was like, fucking no-hander coasters long as fuck. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I didn't even know I had that in me. All because I was fucking continue to level up. And then even though, obviously, there's no time like seat time, but because I had been leveling up in every other area of life, that showed up in the bike scene like never before, right? And so I'm here to challenging you to really commit to the high performance lifestyle, right? Don't just talk about it. Don't just like do it whenever it feels like it, whenever it feels good. Like fucking be about it, do about it, right? And then my challenge for you really here is for the fucking next month, for the next 30 days, man, take one uncomfortable action every single day, right? Prove it to yourself, man. Like, man, I've been on this game 300 plus days already. 8 daily non-negotiable tasks every single day. I don't fucking miss, right? And so I'm here asking you and I'm challenging you to just take one. Something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Something that's going to move your life forward, right? Something that you normally avoid, right? Whether it be waking up earlier, whether it be pushing in your workouts harder, whether actually getting to do a fucking workout, right? Like, or maybe it's studying a skill, right? Or maybe it's like reaching out to a person or a relationship every day, or maybe it's fucking putting more effort at work, showing up early, leaving late, whatever it is. Like, train yourself to embrace the discomfort that the high performance lifestyle requires, my friend, right? And then my final thought for today, right? It's really high performance isn't just about results. High performance is about how you handle failure. It's about how you recover, and it's about how hard you're willing to push past your fucking limits. You don't become great by accident. You become great by suffering intentionally, by intentionally recovering relentlessly, and by intentionally showing up for yourself every single damn fucking day. So really about that lifestyle or what? Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground and I'm calling all the more sport enthusiasts who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back and let's become the badass motherfuckers that we're meant to be. Breaking the stereotype is exactly what we're here to do. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others level up is the mission that God has tasked us with. By any chance you still haven't subscribed yet, man, go ahead and smash that button so you never miss another episode. And if you connected with today's message, if you resonated with today's message, man, do me a favor. Share this on your story and make sure that you tag me at Wide Open Randy, because those are the actions that help more gearheads, more motorheads, more people like us to really hear, see this podcast. And then ultimately, that's how our community grows. Catch up with you on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friend. Peace.